Okay, here's a look at the E-mini S&P for Tuesday, September the 21st, 2010. What we're looking at here are the market profiles. We like to use them to get a better handle on what the market is doing. This is today's market profile and its corresponding volume profile. And this is, of course, what happened yesterday. The one in the middle here is what happened in the overnight session. So you can see here today we obviously had a tremendous rally up here when the market came back down, and this was of course because the FOMC released their news, and the market initially had a bit of a dip and actually went down and made its low for the day. So the market, when that news was released, the market was trading right about here, immediately went down to here, and then turned around and went all the way up to the top here, only to come back down and close right about, I think it was around 35, right about here. So a pretty volatile session after the FOMC news was released. But prior to that, of course, it was pretty quiet. So you can see the market exceeded yesterday's high over here. We were suggesting that the 33 area in here would likely act as support. You can see that overnight it dipped about a point below it, and during the regular trading session here it dipped about 3 points below it when it got down to this low right about there. So we still think that that can be an area of support in around 33. The next area of support, although we don't think it's as strong as it was today, and then our next support is around 29. So that's really what we're looking at here, and so that support area in or around 29 to 31 with resistance around 39 to 40. So that's really what we're looking at. There could be a potential risk for a blow-off today. In other words, we may be in for a swing high, and I think we just have to monitor that. We don't know for sure at this point, but today has the makings of that kind of development. Here's the regular profile of the or the profile of the regular trading hours, and here's our software here, and you can see that we did have a very quiet market, obviously up. It was just sort of sloping downward, and then the news was released. This was our 32 area of support. So you can see that was holding nicely, and then when the news was released right in here, it had that dip down to here and then all the way up. So we actually had our first, you can see our up arrows right here. These were all the long trades that were set up, and then we had a couple of short trades here. So we ended up taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was 5 trades that were set up and triggered, of which we took 3 of them, and these were all of the long trades here. So we had this, for example, this trade right here didn't get filled until here. It did bounce up and reach our first objective, but obviously the market becomes very volatile once this FOMC news is released, so that's obviously something you have to watch. This arrow right here points to this entry. When that was a nice trade, it had a nice bounce right away, some 2.5 points for us, so that worked out well. These two here were very close together, and we entered the upper one here. It came down and touched onto our entry for this lower one of this pair, so we actually only took one of these trades here. And this one came up and hit our first objective and then turned around. So we didn't really have that profitable a trading day. We still had the upward bias, but you can see that once the market backed off after the news here and then had a tremendous run up very quickly, it was difficult to get on board, and then it basically sold off the rest of the time. So it was, it just obviously was going against the stream at that point as far as our trades were concerned, in still trying to have a preference for the long side, which we still do going into tomorrow, but not nearly as much. So monitor those areas I just mentioned for support and resistance, and we'll see how they pan out for tomorrow to see if this up auction can still stay intact. So any questions or comments, just contact us at info@eminidaytrader.com. We always welcome your questions or comments. Always find them very interesting and look forward to receiving them. So that's really a quick look at the market for today. So thanks for taking the time to view the video, and we'll see you again tomorrow.